Hi, Wool Academy podcast listeners. Thanks for tuning in once again. This is episode 110. This is yet another episode about Flock Wool, where I will be joined by Evan Thomsen, CEO of Flock Wool, a little Albanian trading company. And in this episode, we will be talking actually about our operations, of the difficulties of finding a warehouse, finding a baling machine, and collecting the wool, and all during a pandemic crisis. So I hope you really enjoy this episode. Let's tune right in. So hi, Evan. It's
Hello.
good to see you again. Last episode, we already dived a little bit into the topic we want to talk about today, because we just had a phone call with our colleagues Albi and Gerti, who are in Albania, and they kind of surprised us with so many good news. And yeah, maybe let's dive in why we are so excited and what the current situation is with Flock Wool.
Yeah, so I mean, I posted this, a photo story on LinkedIn or something. I don't know, but I'm not that involved in social media, but in a 1 week time frame. So last Monday, we got a warehouse, and it was a dirty warehouse with hay bales in it and stuff everywhere. By Tuesday, the warehouse was stripped clean, all the trash out of it, all the stuff we didn't need out of it, clean floor, everything. It was beautiful, set up. By Thursday, it was half full of wool, and by Saturday, you could barely walk in the building because wool was coming out the doors and windows. So I mean, just super exciting. So much got done in a week period. We were ready and engaged and ready to go, and just like seeing the progression of just the photos in that warehouse was just it was inspiring. I was proud of Albie and Gertie and the work that they did, and being ready to spring into action. So yeah, it was incredible.
Yeah, and I think because it was so quick and surprising, because before there was a really strict lockdown. So we had a lot of calls with them where they said, oh yeah, we couldn't go to Tirana to check out this, and we couldn't see warehouses, and we couldn't see the truck that we wanted to rent, and they were really stuck at home, and there was no movement. So for a lot of weeks where we already wanted to be active, we couldn't do anything. So that's why it made us even happier that once it was possible, everything got into action.
Yeah, very quickly. Yeah.
And maybe there's one thing also, and that also kind of relates to maybe what we talked before about lean management, but the story of our wool bale press, a bale press. So what is a bale press? So wool is quite fluffy, and in order to get more into one container, we need to press the wool more densely into wool packs to get them into the container. But for that, we do need a bale press. So what's the story with that?
Yeah, so obviously it's a big piece of machinery that's quite expensive, and they're not really in Albania anymore. Obviously there's potential alternatives, but regardless, they're fairly expensive. We were looking at importing, but in large part because of the coronavirus situation, importing became more and more difficult and restricted and costly and time consuming. And so that just became almost a non-option for us, as close to a complete impossibility as it could be. And so we had to look elsewhere and figure something out. And yeah, we've built our own wool press. And I mean, so they're working on a mechanical, on a mechanical one. But again, in the meantime, needs must, right? Necessity is the mother of all invention. And so they've created a manual wool press that is working. They have to turn the crank, but it works, and in addition to that, with the packs, right, we had the same challenge to importing the wool press was the same challenge to importing the nylon wool packs. But there's, some nylon manufacturers local in the community in southern Albania. They found them, they talked to them, and they got them to custom make them and to the specifications that we needed for the packs. And so we saved money on both processes, saved a lot of money. And now we're not reliant upon imports, right? We can get this local. And so, once again, in the name of, we weren't even thinking about this to begin with. We were thinking like, okay, what is the economic benefit we can provide to Albania and Albanian communities? Okay, more value. Sheep can be more valuable now. And so the people that own the sheep, that shepherd the sheep, they will have more income, and obviously that's good. But now it's like, hey, the like different manufacturers, different mechanics and engineers in the country are going to have a small part of this as well. So yeah, it's tremendously exciting.
Yeah, and also our colleague Albi, he's a technical engineer.
He has his degree in mechatronic engineering.
Yeah, so that
came
in
handy. It came in handy. He hadn't been putting that degree to use until this process, but that describes a lot of people, I think.
Yeah, and there was exactly that problem that Albi and Gertie couldn't travel, so they had to travel to Tirana from Saranda to get a certain piece.
Yeah, to get certain parts for the more advanced mechanical machine, but yeah, so we still couldn't quite get that done. So in the meantime, well, let's create something manual and do what we can, right?
Yeah. So. Yeah, and we kept sending pictures of manual bale presses that we could find on the internet to inspire them. So yeah, that was super exciting. So where do we go from here? What happens next?
Well, so right now we believe we have enough for one container. They might need to collect a little bit more, but just by our rough judgment, we're either there or very close to it. And so they'll complete the baling process and hopefully find a way to put our logo on the bales. We'll see how that ends up, but we'll be okay. And then once that's the case, we simply are going to get in contact with the export company, and they'll be picking up our bales, loading them on a container, driving them to the port, and sending them off to Savannah, which coincidentally is where I now live. So
I'm
go
to the port.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be waiting on it every single day. So I'm going to be so excited about this. But yeah, I'll get to see it come right off the boat. So it'll be. We'll have as much command and control over the initial export process as we possibly could.
Oh,
and
that's
of course,
excellent.
I'll be taking photos for you. So don't worry.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, and we have also, Albi took a lot of pictures during the shearing process and the shepherds coming all together, and also the warehouse. So we'll be sharing those also on our Instagram account. So anyone who's curious can check that out there. Well, today is a short episode, but we were so excited about these news that we wanted to share them quickly on this podcast. And yeah, let's see how the journey continues. It will be exciting for sure.
Yeah, maybe the only other thing to add, kind of because we've been more active as a company, both with these podcasts and with more active in the digital space and communicating and stuff like that. We've been getting some more inquiries from people who are, looking to partner with us or looking to, see some of our product specifications. Obviously, we're going to communicate with anybody that wants to communicate with us. That being said, right now, again, the one container, the focus right now, this wool is coming to the United States, and we're hoping to get that fit for purpose for carpet, rug industry in the U.S. Obviously, we'll see exactly where that ends up within the process, but as something that I think we've discussed in general, the kind of Albanian American connection. There's more Albanians in America than there are in Albania, right? So that's one thing, and the love of the United States from Albania. I think it would be an incredible story to really see that connection through, and to see carpets and rugs, in the United States that are from this Albanian wool. I think that'd be a really beautiful story that a lot of people would appreciate.
Yeah, no, it'll be really interesting to see, and yeah, we'll get that feedback hopefully soon once the container arrives in Savannah and continues. Where does it go from Savannah?
Up to Dalton. So Savannah is right on the coast, obviously, and then Dalton is up in northern Georgia. So actually, technically, Calhoun and Dalton are right by each other. But yeah, Calhoun, Georgia, and then shop it around.
Yeah. So we can maybe make a little map where we put in the route that our wool took from Saranda to Dalton in Georgia.
It'll drive through Atlanta. Most people might know where Atlanta, Georgia is. So it'll drive from Savannah through Atlanta all the way up to North Georgia. So
excellent. A well-traveled wool.
Yes, very well traveled.
Okay, excellent. Thanks for sharing that. And then I'll see you in our next episode.
Definitely. Talk to you.
Okay, thanks. Bye. Well, I hope you found this talk between Evan and myself interesting and informative. And if you want to find out more, then head on over to the show notes at elisabethvandelden.com/110. Or you can also check out Flockwool at flockwool.com. And until our next episode, I wish you all the best and bye for now.